Kylian Mbappé, Erling Haaland, Sadio Mané. Three of the most dangerous attackers on the planet, drawn into the same World Cup group. That's what Group I looks like at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. When the draw was made in Washington back in December, fans took one look at this group and called it Group of Death. But is it really? Or is the whole concept of a group of death actually dead in 2026? In the next 10 minutes, we're going to break down Group I in detail, look at why some experts say Group L is just as brutal, and answer the question ESPN raised that nobody else wants to talk about. Whether the 48-team expansion has killed the group of death forever. Let's get into it. Let's start with the facts. Group I consists of France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq. The matches run from June 16 to June 26, played entirely in the northeastern United States. Here's where the average FIFA ranking sits. France is 3rd in the world, Norway is 11th, Senegal is 14th, Iraq sits much further down at 57th. According to Sports Illustrated's analysis, Group I has the toughest average FIFA ranking of any group in the tournament at 25.75. That's the headline number, and it's why this is the consensus pick for the group of death. But the rankings only tell part of the story. Let's break down each team. France enter this tournament as one of the favorites for the whole thing. They won in 2018 and reached the final in 2022, losing to Argentina on penalties. The squad is loaded. Kylian Mbappé is the obvious headline name. He won the Golden Boot at the 2022 World Cup with 8 goals and scored a hat-trick in the final. He arrives at this tournament with 56 international goals, one short of Olivier Giroud's all-time France record. Around Mbappé, Didier Deschamps has options. Ousmane Dembélé is coming off a Champions League final appearance with PSG. Michael Olise has been excellent at Bayern Munich. There's Aurélien Tchouameni in midfield, William Saliba at the back. But here's the catch. France lost the 2022 final to Argentina, lost to Spain in the Euro 2024 semi-final, lost to Switzerland at Euro 2020. As Mbappé himself said about the 2022 final, personally, I'm never going to get over it. The pressure is real. This is where the story gets dramatic. Senegal won the 2026 Africa Cup of Nations. They're ranked 14th in the world. And they have history with France that you genuinely cannot make up. Back at the 2002 World Cup in South Korea and Japan, Senegal played France in the opening match. Defending champions France, World Cup holders France, the team that hadn't lost a competitive match in years. Senegal won 1-0. Papa Bouba Diop scored in the 30th minute and the streets of Dakar erupted. France would crash out of that tournament in the group stage. It remains one of the biggest shocks in World Cup history. Now, 24 years later, France and Senegal meet again in a World Cup opener. June 16, MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, same fixture, same stakes. Senegal arrive with Sadio Mané leading the line. Nicolas Jackson is in the squad. The defensive core is experienced and disciplined. Here's the team that makes this group genuinely scary. Norway are returning to the World Cup for the first time since 1998, a 28-year absence. And they're not just making up the numbers. Erling Haaland scored 16 goals in 8 qualifying appearances. 16. Norway finished as the top scorers in all of UEFA qualifying with 37 goals. They're not a team that defends and counters, they go straight for your throat. Around Haaland, you've got Martin Odegaard pulling the strings, Alexander Sørloth as an aerial threat. This is the best Norwegian team since the 1998 squad that knocked Brazil out of their group. The final group match is Norway vs France on June 26 in Boston. That game alone, Mbappé vs Haaland, with potential group winner on the line, would headline any tournament. Iraq are the 4th team, and on paper they look like the easy 3 points. But they qualified through the intercontinental playoffs by beating Bolivia. This is only Iraq's 2nd World Cup ever, their first since 1986, a 40-year absence. They have nothing to lose and a country desperate for football joy. For France, Senegal, and Norway, beating Iraq comfortably isn't optional. Goal difference will likely decide who finishes 2nd in this group, and a slip-up against Iraq could be fatal. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not every outlet agrees that Group I is the group of death. Several major sources, Yahoo Sports, Fox 5 in New York, and others, argue that Group L is just as dangerous, and possibly more balanced from top to bottom. Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. England are ranked 4th in the world. They cruised through qualifying with 8 wins from 8, scoring 22 and conceding 0. Thomas Tuchel has built a real defensive structure. But then comes the draw. England got Croatia. Croatia knocked England out in the 2018 World Cup semi-final. That brutal extra-time defeat in Moscow when Mario Mandzukic scored the winner. Croatia then went on to reach the final. In 2022, they made the semi-finals again. They're the most consistent knockout stage team of the last decade outside the very top tier. Luka Modric is still there, leading the squad at age 40. Mateo Kovacic, Josko Gvardiol, Andrej Kramaric, this is not a team you want in your group. Then there's Ghana, physical, fast, capable of taking points off any European side on the right day. And Panama, who aren't going to win the group, but they're well organized enough to take a draw if you don't take them seriously. Group I versus Group L. Which is tougher? Here's how I see it. Group I has the bigger stars. Mbappé, Haaland, Mané, 3 superstars in one group, with 2 genuine tournament contenders in France and Norway. Group L has more balance. 3 teams could realistically finish in any order in the top 3, and Panama is more dangerous than Iraq. But if I'm picking one, I'm going with Group I. The combination of 2 top 15 FIFA-ranked teams plus the African champion plus that 2002 storyline makes it the most loaded, most dramatic group in this tournament. This is where we get to the part nobody else wants to talk about. ESPN published an analysis in December arguing that the 2026 World Cup has effectively killed the group of death. And honestly, they have a point. ESPN looked at the historical ELO ratings of every group of death in World Cup history. Here's what they found. From 1954 to 1978, when the World Cup had 16 teams, the average ELO rating of the group of death was 1923.43. To put that in modern terms, a team with that rating today would be ranked 11th in the world. In 1982, FIFA expanded to 24 teams. The group of death weakened. Average ELO dropped to 1883.25, which today would be ranked around 15th. In 1998, the tournament went to 32 teams. The groups of death got weaker again. And now, in 2026, FIFA has expanded to 48 teams. According to ESPN's analysis, Group I, the toughest group of this tournament, ranks as the 32nd toughest group in World Cup history. Not the toughest, the 32nd. There's another factor that softens every group at this World Cup. In the 48-team format, the top 2 teams from each group advance to the round of 32. But so do the 8 best third-place teams. That means in most groups, 3 teams will advance. Look at Group I. The betting markets currently price France at -5,000 to make the knockout round. Almost certain. Norway are at -900, Senegal are at -230. All 3 are favored to make the knockout stage. The only team likely to go home is Iraq. That's not what a traditional group of death looks like. In a traditional group of death, a genuine tournament contender goes home. France, Norway, and Senegal are all probably going through. So is the group of death dead? Not entirely. Here's the thing. Just because 3 teams advance doesn't mean the pressure goes away. Finishing third forces you into a much harder round of a 32 matchup. Finishing second is a major step down from winning the group. And actually losing 2 games in this group, totally possible for any of France, Norway, or Senegal, would still send a genuine contender home. The drama hasn't gone, it's just moved. Now it's about who finishes first, second, or third, rather than who goes home. Alright, predictions time. June 16th, France vs Senegal at MetLife Stadium, New Jersey, 3 p.m. Eastern. This is the headline opener. France enter as favourites, but the 2002 ghost is real and Senegal have a defensive structure that troubled France in March's friendly preparation. I'm taking France, but it'll be tighter than people expect. Prediction, France 2, Senegal 1. June 16th, Iraq vs Norway at Gillette Stadium, Boston, 6 p.m. Eastern. Norway need to send a message early. Haaland has waited his whole career for this stage. I'm expecting a comfortable Norway win, but Iraq are scrappy and might keep it respectable. Prediction, Norway 3, Iraq 0. June 22nd, France vs Iraq at Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia, 5 p.m. Eastern. The trap game. France will be expected to win comfortably and pad their goal difference. Prediction, France 3, Iraq 0. June 22nd, Norway vs Senegal at MetLife Stadium, 8 p.m. Eastern. This might actually be the most important match in the group. The loser is in serious trouble. I'm leaning Senegal because of their tournament experience, but Holland makes any prediction unsafe. Prediction: Norway 1, Senegal 1. June 26, Norway vs France at Gillette Stadium, 3 p.m. Eastern. The decider: Mbappé vs Holland for group supremacy. If both teams need a win, this could be one of the games of the tournament. Prediction: France 2, Norway 2. June 26, Senegal vs Iraq at BMO Field, Toronto, 3 p.m. Eastern. Senegal need a win to be confident of advancing. Prediction: Senegal 2, Iraq 0. Final Group I standings. My prediction: first, France, 7 points. Second, Norway, 5 points. Third, Senegal, 4 points, likely advance as a top third-place team. Fourth, Iraq, 0 points. But here's the honest truth. I could see any of France, Norway, or Senegal winning this group. That's exactly why it's the group of death. Here's the bigger picture. The team that wins Group I gets a much friendlier path through the round of 32 and into the knockouts. The team that finishes second faces a tougher matchup. The team that finishes third, if they advance, gets dropped into the most chaotic part of the bracket. For France specifically, this group sets the tone for their entire tournament. Win it convincingly, and they're back as serious contenders. Stumble, even while advancing, and the cracks from Euro 2024 will reopen. For Norway, this is the moment Holland's generation finally arrives on the world stage. Whether they finish second or third, just escaping this group would be a statement. For Senegal, the dream is to finish above France, the same way they did in 2002. A 24-year-old prophecy that still hasn't been fully written. And for Iraq, just being here is already history. Anything they take from this group is bonus. This is what a group of death actually does. Even if the format has softened the concept, the drama, the storylines, the rivalries are all still here in Group I. So is Group I really the group of death? Statistically, yes. It has the lowest average FIFA ranking of any group in the tournament. Sports Illustrated, ESPN, DraftKings, and most major outlets all agree. Historically, not really. Compared to the great groups of death in World Cup history, 1982 Group D with Argentina, Belgium, and Hungary, or 1986 Group E with West Germany and Uruguay, this group ranks 32nd in difficulty. Practically, it depends on how you define the group of death. If it's about a contender going home, the 48-team format makes that unlikely. If it's about drama, storylines, and matches you can't take your eyes off, Group I delivers all of that and more. I want to hear from you. Who do you think wins Group I? Will France live up to expectations? Can Holland's Norway do what they did in 1998 and shock the world? Or will Senegal write another chapter against France? Drop your predictions in the comments. Hit like if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more World Cup analysis as we get closer to June 11th, and I'll see you in the next one.